I love superhero comics and superhero movies, and I love that this genre has become so
Admitted Nazi right there.
embraced
By
by
his own
mainstream
admission.
audiences.
Fascist.
But we can't forget that at their core, superheroes are inherently kind of silly.
There he goes with the
No.
silly again. Oh, trigger
I don't
warning.
think so.
Well, I'm gonna call
Are we talking about
superheroes.
unrealistic?
I
Is
don't. That's the
silly?
thing. We need
That's
the
a
word
weird-
sorted out because you get that Iron Man could happen someday. It could. A billionaire who made weapons, like, and felt really bad about it, that makes a suit that's revolutionary with technology he has access to. It's just like, that could happen. So you must not be talking about realistic. You must be talking about campiness, I guess, or just...
Yeah, because we've got
Civility?
Bill Gates right now and Elon Musk, you know, two
Yeah.
sides, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think
two,
TLJ's silly, so yeah. Fuck
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
by the way,
I can't wait to see
For the
Elon Man.
Elon's awesome.
He's gonna
The Muskman.
go to space
Muskman.
in his spacesuit and fire lasers at the aliens that
Over
attack us.
Mars.
Yeah.
He's gonna have like a giant harem on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna establish a muskocracy.
Absolutely.
These are stories about people who gain magical powers in freak accidents.
So it's that it's not real. Is that it? Is that it's not...
Yeah. Star
No
Wars is
movies are real.
silly. Everything's silly that isn't real.
Who dress in tight, colorful costumes.
Oh, is that an important
a tight-
factor? That the costumes are tight? What the fuck is this?
I like it when they're tight.
Yeah.
Give themselves made-up nicknames.
Oh man, when you give yourself
Made-up
a
nicknames?
made-up
All
nickname,
nicknames are
I guess
made
all of you guys, that would be really fucking weird, wouldn't it, if someone did that? Like, you gave yourself a made-up nickname instead of your real name. that
I
you
would
grew
never
up-
give myself a makeup
all the
nickname.
time now.
What a weird thing to do.
When I
So
was
silly and
born,
unrealistic.
I was called Rags. I was alpha of the litter.
I don't... Why would you even say this when, like, most of the time it's to protect their identity? Like, first and foremost, why would you even make this
From
point?
freaks like him.
Same reason superheroes do it, to protect their identity.
It's funny because categorically there are more fake names, if you will, in chat than there are real ones. It's like, what?
Oh,
This
I
is
can
kind of
get
how we
totally.
operate these days, especially with how we have to stay inside all the time. Oh, you silly folk, all of you with your silly names. Ugh. I bet you
Right,
wear skin-tight suits.
Superheroes would be more childish if they could all run around with their own names and no one cared. They're like, oh, look, it's John, the guy who's super powerful. No one's ever going to attack him while he's sleeping.
And
Is it
could
a-
you believe what chaos the world would be if you were allowed to like legally change your name? Like that would be insane. There's no
Whoa.
way they'd ever allow that.
No, no, no.
That'd be ridiculous.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's John Smith.
It's Adam.
Here he comes.
It's
It's Robert.
silly.
Ah.
Robert.
Oh
Spend their
no,
time
Robert.
punching criminals in the face. No
It's so weird that they punch criminals in the face. No one does that. What a weird thing.
Yeah, I'd punch him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
It- It's bizarre too because it's like superheroes are just the continuation of the hero mythology that has gone on through human history from its existence.
Yeah.
And it's
People
just
like it
modern.
when someone with an extraordinary circumstance can use it for good. That's something we like.
Right.
We're okay with that. We give it a thumbs up.
Superheroes
It happens
were
in real
invented in-
life.
Before 1930, there was no superheroes.
Yeah,
Of course.
Enkidu's a fucking
I have
faggot.
the internet.
You'd have to just deal with the fact that everything sucked. Nobody did anything special ever with anything.
Adult stuff.
No matter how serious and mythic and profound and gritty these stories can be,
Oh my god.
there
I'm
is
tired of that.
always going to be that silliness at the heart of it.
There's
No,
nothing wrong.
what is
No,
the silliness at the heart?
So first of all,
What
you
if they
didn't
don't
even
have a silly
define-
costume and a silly name?
I was going to say all the
Who
things he
determines what's silly?
defined are things that we can erase and maintain it being a superhero movie. They wear baggy outfit. They use their real name. They don't have a magical power. They just have a power.
They don't even
like-
have suits. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I was going to say there's examples of like isn't Punisher just a guy?
Yeah.
So
He's wearing a skull and a shirt, so it's a costume.
Oh,
so,
okay. Well, if we take the skull off and he calls himself Frank Castle and not Punisher, looks like we did it, Patrick, by your own stupid system. What is this? Also, the way this camera is aimed is very...
This is a
Just
boomer
compare it.
angle.
Yes.
Yes.
Uncomfortable. Floating head.
That's
Wrong with people
nostril
forget that
vision.
when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko were creating Marvel and making such a huge impact on comics with doing, quote, adult stories. If you actually read those stories, they are not adult stories. They are silly.
I
And
don't care.
What does that even mean? Tell me what you
I
mean.
don't care. Yeah.
In context, they were more adult than what they were getting before. So it was a progression.
Yeah,
Right.
which is
And
probably what
then
they
it
meant.
leveled up. Yeah, he's not even like Jerry Conway was there with Roy Thomas when, you know, it progressed again and it evolved, and that's what we're in right now. Well, it was evolving, now it's devolving, but for a long time it was evolving and it was very good
Mm-hmm.
and more violent.
the embrace that material, we're embracing it at least in part because it gave them the freedom to be silly, you know, to embrace the silliness of these characters by the eye winking and the acknowledgement that it was silly that came with Stan's commentary.
Define
But
silly.
Exactly. I'm so
Yeah,
like.
No,
Let me tell you
please.
what silly is. Wearing a tight costume. You're like,
does he mean fun?
yeah, that's
Like
the other thing.
Yeah.
He's
He looks
smiling.
like the kind of person who would call fun things silly.
Yeah.
As he runs his bank in 1915
It's not supposed to be
Great
Alfred.
Britain
Right.
in London,
Well,
in the smoggy city, and
like
he
it's-
forbids singing.
it's weird because Patrick has his own point, which is not fleshed out and kind of muddled,
Not
and we
at
don't really
all.
understand what it is. And then he keeps cutting to older guys who are basically saying, "Back in my day, comics were better because they were, you know, sillier back in my day," and have nothing to do with Patrick's point, really.
Not really, no.
Patrick has a point.
I think so.
Yeah, he's
Problem.
talking about films, and then he's talking about comic books, two completely different mediums. But
we
sorry.
do get, as you say, self-conscious over time, and we start looking for excuses for why it's really good stuff. Well, it's really good stuff on its own terms.
So when
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what was that? That's so confused. I'm so confused here.
Who's finding an excuse to like our stuff?
Yeah,
Are you
I
guys
think-
looking for excuses to like your stuff? I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
if someone was like, "Oh man, I love Adam West Batman, it's so good, but I want to make it better by making it gritty," and then he's like, "You don't understand, it was good in and of itself," I'd just be like, "Okay, you guys are all talk. You need to define these terms. I don't know what fucking anyone's talking about anymore. You talk about you just like it, and you want to make something else you also like, in which case, more power to you." But then the guy saying
Yeah,
like,
variety.
"Hey, it was already good," I'd be like, "Okay, it could also be different, right?" Like I'm so lost with all of you. You're all weird people. Like, I don't know what you're...
Isn't variety the spice of life? Isn't it
That's what
great
I
to have
thought,
variety?
Adam. That's what I
Yeah, what the fuck? What's going on here?
We all need to think the same. Be pod people.
I
thought.
want-
Pod people.
I want it all. I want the silly, I want the gritty, I want the violent, the gratuitous sex. I want it
man,
all.
The conversation was cut off before the end. Guy A says, "I no longer want silly campy. I want edgy because that would be good." And then the guy says, "Hey, it was good before." And that's where it ends. It's like, no. The guy should then said, "Hey, maybe it was good before, but I want to make something else that's good and different."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
We can have all the good.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have all the good guys.
More good.
you
That'd be
have
silly.
Robin, this guy, saying, "Fuck Batman."
That's not, but that's a
It's
different
not
argument.
that the part you put up a different Robin though.
You
That's
can
not
have
that Robin.
You could have a gritty adult Robin. Then
Yeah.
you could have this, like saying "fuck
That
Batman."
Robin would never say the F word. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the thing. You have to be definitive about what the problem is here. We all see this. We go, "Oh my god, how edgy of you to say fuck Batman, Robin." That's like one of the people you don't expect to say it. However, there could be a context where Robin is perfectly justifiable in saying fuck Batman.
Sure.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sure.
There
He's
wasn't.
driving around
Of course,
in a
Slid up
white
and
van
down.
movie.
I don't
Yeah.
believe for a second that
could've-
Titans justified it, but you know,
Been sold on it completely.
And stabbing people in the dick with garden shears
Yeah,
while
right
also
there.
wearing a colorful
My
spandex costume.
God.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
one of
silly.
my
That's
viewers,
silly.
one of my viewers cut that to the Teen Titans theme of him just stabbing the guy in the dick over and over again to the
Nice.
Teen
Titans.
Titans.
Oh. It's out there on the internet. You can find it.
Again, edgy would be the word that comes to mind predominantly with this sort of thing. Alrighty, he's
I'll
Stabbed
just
him in the dick.
Google Robin dick stabbing musical interlude.
There you go. Bring it up. Let's all enjoy it. If I can find it.
It creates this dissonance. It's trying very hard to be serious and adult, but it's like a 13-year-old's idea of what...
That's a different problem.
No, it isn't.
That's a different problem anyway from what he's been talking about. You're talking about being edgy for the sake of it, not actually trying to portray adult stuff. That's not what you're making it sound like you can't do this. You can't make Robin and Batman and Superman and Spider-Man a mature thing because you end up with this. It's like, no, that's a result of someone being incompetent. Being like, hey, isn't it edgy to stab someone in the dick? That's a different thing, Patrick.
I always said
Going
Teen
for
Titans
something
needed
and
more
they
dick
fail.
stabbings.
Absolutely.
What adult means. Clearly embarrassed about what it is. It's so afraid
And I would
of
say it
being
ain't. It ain't embarrassed about what it is. It is very confident about what
Yeah,
it is.
it thinks it's doing great.
Yeah, the problem is not. It should be
Adult-
embarrassed, but it isn't.
means. It's so clearly embarrassed about what it is. It's so afraid of being silly or childish that it ends up even more ridiculous. It's like watching
No,
a
that's not why.
Also, if you want to say that after saying that silly is good, you're now in trouble.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
even more silly, which is bad. Like, wait a minute. Getting a little bit crossed over here. I don't know what's happening anymore.
unironically sing a Nickelback song.
Why even bring in... What the fuck?
I mean, I agree that that is super cringe, and I wouldn't let any of these people close to me.
How
But-
did you connect this?
Like, look at this other thing that's extremely cringe and embarrassing. Like,
How is this
okay.
for an analogy? Making Robin stab someone in the dick is like singing Nickelback.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just okay.
I love Lamp.
Tickleback.
There is a moment in Batman versus Superman that should have a Nickelback song playing in it.
All of it.
It's the moment when he's like, "Mom, your mom has this." Nickelback should come up while he's saying that.
What is it, Martha?
Yes.
Ben
Martha,
Affleck.
why'd you
Martha.
say that name? Look at this.
Nickelback would take that scene to the next level.
They
You
would.
have to admit it.
They would elevate it.
Listen
Look,
to this
I-
music. It's so inspiring.
Yes.
Our
yes.
moms have the same name.
I know comic
be
books were
great.
dismissed for decades as dumb, childish stuff, and I remember when I was younger and I desperately wanted them to be taken seriously. But this desperation is how you end up with comics like Identity Crisis, DC's crossover event. Most of the story revolves around the reveal that
This
years
is a
earlier,
comic book, not a movie.
And he's also, again, it's the execution. Clearly, it's not actually the idea.
Right.
Every time.
Dr. Light,
He just refuses to acknowledge that of course it can work. Also, we also have the fucking escape card that he gave us earlier, which is, well, this is Elseworlds, Patrick. This is a what if, so it's fine.
Yeah, that was fine.
What a terrible video.
What- Wouldn't he
It's a
have to
really
be
bad one.
arguing that it never works in order to make this
Well,
argument?
That's the thing. This video should be called "Why It Sucks When People Get Really Edgy," because it's mainly
Yeah,
what it's
I
about.
mean, yeah, there's some.
Highest
yeah,
Lord
exactly.
Edge, Patrick Willems.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I probably end up disagreeing with that video because it's like really hard to be definitive about that sort of thing. It's definitely a personal preference thing. Like, I consider the Darksaber too edgy, but someone else would be like, "That's the fucking best thing ever." It's like, all right, it just you do you.
supervillain Dr. Light sexually assaulted elongated man's wife, and then the Justice League covered it up. The entire thing is an agonizing attempt to cram quote-unquote adult themes into inherently childish material.
It's not inherently childish.
Jesus
What
Christ.
is it? Silly or childish? You said silly earlier. Now you're saying it's childish.
And when he was explaining it, it's like a team member rapes somebody, and the rest of the team cover it up. I assume for the sake of their image. It's like that sounds pretty adult. And it could
Yeah.
be very well executed for all we understand, and it's something that could be relevant for something of in a superhero world. And it's like, well, this is meant for children, though. We're like, oh, I really don't think you've made a good argument in that case. I don't know. I thought he was going to say it's really edgy, but I don't know. That scenario does seem like you could make a really good story out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
result is just unpleasant. But I'll admit, when I was
Is that your argument? It's unpleasant?
Yeah.
Your
Big
argument
reveal.
about trying to cover up rape is unpleasant? It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
rape sucks.
It's amazing to me that you have this 40-minute video with so few points. Like, he could make a
Totally.
distinction about why in Identity Crisis the sexual assault is stupid and why it works in Watchmen, but he just says no, it just doesn't work. It's just gross. Take my word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
This whole video-
popular. I sold this comic. I didn't sell it to kids. Had good
course.
covers. People were into it. They were shocked. It was there to shock. But he's not like really. He said the JLA covered it up. It was, I don't know. It was more of a mind wipe by Zatanna. We're not going to go down that road though. Make her forget about it and stuff. But it was still wrong. And then DC relaunched their universe, like, another year later. So it didn't really happen.
Oh, wow.
Again, though, like, you could even just consider it that way. A lot of people don't consider the sequel trilogy canon. They're like, no, fuck that. It's Elseworld bullshit. And they might even make that the case as time goes on. Who knows?
I was 16, thought it was awesome. The
I think
R-rated
once they
versions that-
establish its replacement, it will become much more likely.
Did you catch that? He
Once
did
they
the thing
realize that
again.
people will clap at anything.
He did the thing. When I was young, I also thought it was cool, but then I grew up. You're like, okay.
Yeah, he's done that before. Yeah, he likes to always.
But I'll
Yeah, like, comics are super childish. Like, he's constantly devaluing
A
the things that
medium.
he, like, yeah, the whole medium. But at the same time, he's saying,
People like-
back when I was a kid, he was a super cringe and all that stuff. I thought it was cool, but not me. It's like he's looking down on the thing that his livelihood is.
It is. It is weird. It seems like an inconsistency for him that he's like, I wanted it to be
Exactly,
mature, but it's not.
I mean, but it's okay to do a 41-minute whatever video on it, which I don't think is silly at all. But I mean, based on your argument, why are you talking about it this much then? If it's so silly and childish and you don't care,
Yeah,
and you
this
had to
is-
show off Fred earlier,
This is the guy who was recommended my video and said, I'm not going to watch a 5-hour rant by some angry guy on YouTube. It's like, oh, okay.
I am.
Okay,
yeah.
kiddo.
6. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with an angry guy ranting. Go for it. Just see what he's got to say.
Earlier in the video, he was saying that like wearing a costume is inherently childish, and yet he's
What is he
wearing. This,
wearing?
yeah, he's wearing this costume to try to
Turtle.
appear
This
to
isn't
be more
normal
adult.
person
Like,
clothes. This is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Well,
look, like I used to like violence when I was a kid, but then I bought a turtleneck and grew up.
but imagine telling...
Then I was
Yeah.
incapable of violence.
Like, I know this
I
is
am a
absurd,
scholar.
but jump into the Iron Man movie with Patrick, and he's like, you're ridiculous. Look at what you're wearing. I imagine Tony Stark would just be like, what do you mean? It's like, it protects me from bullets. Why are you saying this to me? And, like, who says the Iron Man suit, especially in Iron Man 1, looks, like, ridiculous? It's like, I think it looks awesome. What do you mean?
It does look awesome. Yeah.
When I was 16, I thought it was awesome. The R-rated versions that work know how to navigate this. Deadpool leans into the silliness and absurdity and positions itself as a wacky and
See, so what he had to do was say, don't do this, but then the ones people liked, Deadpool, Logan, etc., he has to justify
this.
them. He's like, no, they're
Yeah,
okay, though,
totally.
because they did it right.
Because of this reason. There's a reason.
So it's
But you know
about
what?
The execution and individual stories.
Yeah, this is what he should have figured out. It's not that you shouldn't do it, these are the exceptions. It's that these guys didn't do what Titans did, which is stab a guy in the dick over and over again and say, fuck Batman. It's
Right.
edgy cringe shit.
I mean, basically, this whole video is just critiquing Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder inspired DC stuff. Really, that's all it is.
Yeah. True.
That's
Which is
all it is.
fine, but don't
just-
don't make this broad label of all R-rated superheroes.
Yeah, because he was like lamenting, like, oh, people want R-rated X-Men. No. It's like, what? You haven't proven why that would be a bad thing inherently, other than saying it shouldn't be, children shouldn't have to see that. It's like, okay, Helen Lovejoy. That's all you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
arc story within a classic superhero universe. And Logan, which is as gritty and serious,
There you go.
makes that work by stripping away all the tropes and iconography of superheroes and shifting into an entirely different genre.
Because he's not wearing a
Logan-
costume?
Logan is the one that kind of falls entirely into his whole argument in that it's a sequel, technically speaking. It depends on how you view it, right? But You watch X-Men 1, 2, 3, then you watch X-Men Origins Wolverine, then you watch The Wolverine, then you watch First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and then this one? Or is it before Apocalypse? This one is.
It's a lot
Point
of
is,
fucking X-Men movies.
yeah, there's a continuity. This film relies on you having seen the others. It references them, the events in them. So the idea that those films were meant absolutely not for the audience that this is exclusively for, it just destroys his argument. He's like, no, it's fine though, because Logan is like aware. It's like, you can't do this. It's too late. The child who watched X-Men 1 watched this and went, oh no, Mr. Patrick, I'm so scared by how adult this is. Help me. You were right, Patrick. They shouldn't be making films like Logan. And then Patrick was like, no. People liked Logan. We're allowed Logan. It's like, oh, fuck
Yeah,
off.
it's too late. Already erasing Logan.
I thought he said it was a superhero genre and it shifts into a different genre. No, this is still a superhero movie
Absolutely.
in a darker action adventure. That's all they are. It's different genres. That's why they can make them forever at this point. And yeah, you know.
Altogether. Third, it's secretly a Western. So here
It's a Western. Okay. Like I said, at this point, superhero is just something he brands when he doesn't like it. It's when he likes it. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not a superhero
Yeah, it's
movie
not a
anymore.
superhero movie when I like it. Like Logan's not a superhero movie because he's not in
It's a Western.
spandex called Wolverine.
Here's the part I know is coming, where people in the comments accuse me of being a hypocrite. In other videos, I'm advocating for
You're a hypocrite in this video, let alone other
Yeah.
videos. It's fine.
We don't have to bring those into this. Not even-
filmmakers to have creative freedom, or I'm
Oh, that's actually another angle, yeah. It would be cool if we let the artists really just try and do their thing with the thing, I guess, but whatever.
I don't
Because
know.
he definitely feels that way about everything, so it'd be interesting to see how he accounts for it, I guess.
demanding that big franchise entertainment take more risks and move away from predictable homogeneity. So why now am I imposing these restrictions on these characters and saying they have to be done a certain way? Well, that's not really what I'm saying.
Ah.
Then you phrased it very poorly.
What I'm saying here is really less about the creators of these movies and shows and more about the audience.
Which is weird because you talk to them a bunch, but yeah,
Dude.
tell me how it's my fault.
You talk about pretentious.
It's a bunch
It's the
of,
audience's fault.
there's a bunch of angry white males enjoying violent comic books
I
and violent
seriously
movies. And it
hope-
upsets me. Okay.
I hope that's not
I
where he's
got- I-
going with this.
I have to bug out, but I want to hear this. Keep going.
Okay.
I gotta hear.
To own the characters. And there's something kind of selfish about demanding that they change to appeal to us as we
You
get
literally
older.
is this video. That's literally this video, Patrick. Why are you so dumb?
You just spent the
How
whole
can you
video
say that? That's
advocating
what your
that they
whole
do what
video
you
is about.
So wait, has Patrick never made the argument that superheroes should become more diverse to reflect a diverse population?
I suppose
in
he
our
considers
2021
that-
modern year.
I suppose he considers that a different type of argument, a different format, because what he just said is we, as grown-up children now, shouldn't advocate that it grows up with us. We should instead allow it to stay for children and so they can enjoy it, right? How diverse Batman is. He'd probably be like, Batman
Right.
being black has no effect on this. It's nothing to do with that. But yeah,
But it's
he's-
just
What if
Yeah,
my
but
kids are
same argument.
racist?
It's just fascinating because
that-
he spent the whole fucking video talking about what he wants it to be, and he's like, we shouldn't be so selfish as to demand that they get. Remember, he said, when I was 13, I thought this too. It's like, oh, you don't need more.
Well, he's gone the full cycle. He's like, when I was younger, I wanted them to be more violent, so they should have been. But now that I'm older, I don't, so they shouldn't be.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, didn't you say that we're advocating for the reverse of that, and that we shouldn't be so selfish, but you get to have what you want? Like, all right then.
It's depriving nations of discovering them the way we did.
They can still discover it the way you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
just
still
don't care.
there. It never went away.
I discovered Star Wars the same way my dad did. Like, obviously not in the theater, but still.
They're still making,
Mhm.
child-oriented superhero content all the time.
I mean, I know that, again, because
Yeah, there's always kids. There's more kids than ever.
I go to this example because it's just such a quintessential one, but like there are parents right now showing their children the OT from 78. Like it's a
Yes.
while
Yeah.
ago, okay?
Maybe he still thinks it's the 70s where we didn't have VHSs or freaking DVDs or I don't know. He's got a yellow turtleneck on, so
Like
maybe
the-
yeah.
This man's trapped in the past.
The strongest argument
He's
you can make is
trapped.
like, yeah, but that's not just easily, because he said discoverable, as if like the things you stumble across on modern day media. And it's just like, why is this a problem? There is new content for kids, always. It's a market. It makes lots of money. There's always going to
Right.
be content for kids.
Well, and they're ignoring the money side, because if the people who are making the superhero content start marketing it towards the older generation, they're doing that because they feel like that's where they can get an audience. Because maybe the younger generation isn't interested in this. Maybe they're more interested in anime or manga or
Maybe,
all these
yeah.
other things, which are
Video games.
part of their appeal is
Yeah.
that
Video games.
they're not so age defined. They're like, you have like Hunter x Hunter and My Hero, which go all over the place in terms of whether it's for children or
I
adults.
think what he needs to wake the fuck up is to have a son. Show him Batman, like that he had
He's
when he
never
was
gonna
younger.
breed.
And then the son is like, this is lame. And he's like, what? What? He's like, the son is like, I don't like this.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I just thought, yeah, I'm not interested in this. He's like, no! Because this is the solution to his problem. If you want your son, or whatever, to discover whatever thing, it's like, they can go discover whatever they want, but you can be like, hey, son, I'd like you to see something that I think is amazing. And if you have a good relationship with your son, you should be alright. In terms of them checking it out. It's how I got to see so many great movies. I was like, yeah, Dad, I trust your taste. Let's do it. Like, you'll be
This is
okay.
what, yeah, he had. These are the movies that we had to watch. I mean, we had a bin with all the VHSs in it, and so that was my selection,
Yeah.
and it was
Yep.
a good one.
You can pass this stuff on, because this seems to be his concern. It's like, nah, kids aren't going to enjoy classic children-friendly Batman. It's like, they still can. It's still there.
There's
They'll be
tons of
okay.
it there.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
claiming ownership over fiction that existed long before us and will theoretically
Oh, you're protecting it
outlive us
for
all.
the children on behalf of the.
Yeah,
Patrick
that's what I mean.
Willems, guardian of the children.
He's
Mhm.
suggesting this is like
Here's
a
a comic
horrible
for you.
crime being
They're our
committed.
future.
Like, children grow up and they turn on the TV and Zack Snyder's Batman says, "Do you bleed?" And they're like, "Oh my god, I don't like this
What
guy."
is
It's
this
like, no,
freaky weirdo?
my son,
Everyone-
that is not Batman. Here he is. And then Adam West is going, dun 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 dun. dun. It's like-
Yep.
I can picture the son being equally like, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is this? Is this a joke?
It
Is this a parody?
This is such a non-problem. He's like, you'll be fine. You can.
Yep.
Turns out people gravitate towards the stuff they like anyway. So
hmm
That's how we know they
It's
like it.
kids who grew up watching DuckTales demanded that the recent reboot be catered specifically to them as adults, with Scrooge McDuck like
that should give you the answer, actually. So when you think of a modern adult-friendly DuckTales, none of us are like, I want to see DuckTales, but with violence and gore. The superhero content showing, we talked about this right at the beginning, it comes full circle. The actual consequences of taking people down in a justice system as a vigilante, we're starting to get to adult topics. We just are. That's
Yes.
just how it works.
Who deserves this, and how do they do that, and who watches over what? and
DuckTales,
da,
a
da,
bunch
da, da.
of ducks discussing things that happen in the board. It's like, of course that can stay
Nothing wrong with
child-friendly.
talking animals, Mahler.
I didn't say that there is. I'm saying
Good.
it is not inherently as adult topics in terms of how should we deliver justice in a system for society where we're
Right.
dealing with someone who's super powerful. It's like he pretends that DuckTales and Batman have like the same level of discussion and topics inherently tied to whatever they're
Yeah,
about. It's
obviously,
like, that's-
Batman doesn't have as much as DuckTales.
Absolutely, DuckTales is so much more adult. It's just like you look at it
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Like this was clearly
He's
his
going
gotcha.
after the audience here.
This is his gotcha.
That's
It's
his
like you
whole
wouldn't
thing.
expect this of
Yeah,
DuckTales, would
yeah.
you?
It's the audience.
This
It's
is-
a bunch of plebs. You're a bunch of idiots.
Well, he was the one who said you're watching movies wrong.
hmm
Maybe
Damn it.
his whole argument is that he's mad at people who are overly critical of like Star Wars and things he likes.
Mhm.
He's like, if all these people, if they didn't like the content, if this content was geared at children, then I wouldn't have to deal with the criticism because the children would just consume it and not question it.
Maybe.
It's
Good
a
point.
straw man argument.
Yeah,
of the
this
fandom
sounds like a
menace.
real weird argument that maybe comes from another place.
You know,
But I gotta cut out, guys. Sorry, I hate to break the momentum. This is
Take,
Oh, yeah, no,
take,
fun as
take
hell.
care, Gary.
one
I
last
gotta
thing I want to
go.
mention. Someone said I kind of want to see it R-rated DuckTales, and I'm like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
if you want to do it, you go ahead and make it. See what people have to say about it. But yeah, before you go, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Nerdrotic. And do you want to tell people about yourself, where you are, where they can find you, what you're up to?
Oh my God. I'm going to go spend some time with my son. Craziness. I know.
Whoa.
Maybe we'll watch Joker or, Fight Club or something.
Oh my God. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, my name's Gary. I have a channel, Nerdrotic. I make a video more than Mahler, but less than most people once a week, and do a lot of live streaming. So check me out if you'd like, and subscribe to all these guys too. They're great. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being here.
bet.
And we will catch you
Take
around
care,
soon.
man.
Take care, guys.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, link in description and chat. Subscribe to Nerdrotic. Check out Friday Night Tights.
This is so cliche, man. He's going after the audience now. It's just this is like the
He
the
thinks
most
he's won.
cliche video.
He thinks he's like,
On
you
the
think in your
internet.
head, DuckTales, but they're beating the shit out of people. It's like, you wouldn't want that, would you? So now you understand. And you're
Well,
like,
I don't
whoa.
know.
First of all, yeah,
Why
we
do you
might
think
do.
Star Wars has to cater to you? Why do you think Star Wars has to cater to you? Like that's really the subtext here.
But like you, I guess let's go crazy. Winnie the Pooh.
It's a straw
could-
man. It's totally a straw man.
You could have a
Go
really
ahead.
adult Winnie the Pooh episode. Like a.
Yeah.
I'm not even
People
going
would
to
demand that.
I'm not going to the violence or the sexual. Just like Eeyore.
Set it in World War II. Winnie the Jew.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Are you into some adult topics? That's
I
all
was
good.
going to say
We're all adults here.
Except
Except Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin gets sucked into Nazism.
But you know what we've just highlighted? The value of parody too. Like having like
Oh yes. Big time.
if someone said I'm creating an R-rated Winnie the Pooh, and you'd be like, that is not what Winnie the Pooh's for. And you're like, exactly. That's why it's gonna be so good. Because it's gonna be so fucking funny to watch. Like, oh, this video is
Yeah.
terrible. It doesn't account for so much
dear
immediate.
Piglet, it appears I've been diagnosed with herpes.
Oh no.
If only that's what you get, Pooh, for sticking your cock in all that honey.
Um,
Oh, that
Yep.
was so sticky.
so sticky.
I
What
thought it had medicinal properties. I thought it would make me grow.
I thought it would cure the herpes.
I should have just put more stuffing in it, honestly, because I'm a fucking stuffed animal.
I'd fund that. Oh yes, James. Oh yes. What was I even saying? Yeah, just like these creators often look at us as the ones that ruin creativity by like demanding that things are consistent within themselves. But then at the same time, they'll be like, "You can't do R-rated Batman." You're like, "Oh,
Oh, okay.
all right,
Mhm.
I'm
Guess-
gonna though.
yeah." Well, just watch me. R-rated Winnie the Pooh. Here we come.
Snorting of prostitutes, or if the South Park version of
What?
Mickey Mouse was now the
let's roll that back because all I heard was prostitutes.
Yeah, I think we missed part of that.
All I heard was
Finally.
coke and prostitutes.
that the recent reboot be catered specifically to them as adults, with Scrooge McDuck like snorting.
If it was really
coke off
good,
of
people wouldn't have an issue with the new stuff. By the way,
Man, it's amazing to me. Well, do they? I don't know. Is DuckTales' new stuff bad or good? I haven't watched it.
I mean, I'm just saying for new things that are really bad.
In general.
Generally, its
Mhm.
badness comes from somewhere, and oftentimes it will be that they totally lost sight of what made the first one great. But if it's really, really good and it's new, I doubt people will really complain. They will appreciate it for doing something different but well. It all comes back to quality.
But this highlights again, I think, his major issue, the difference between R-rated, or at least the Venn diagram that is R-rated and mature content. They're not synonymous, and they're also not exclusive. There's a cross section, and so when he says DuckTales but adult, he immediately goes to like snorting cocaine and like shooting people down into carnage. It's like when I was almost being kind of serious a little bit back there about the Winnie the Pooh thing. How do you do it without appealing to those sorts of things? It's like, what if Eeyore is legitimately considering killing himself, and there's a story about that? That would be pretty mature, and you don't actually have to have anything explicitly, aggressively violent or sexual.
Right.
And someone could rate it and be like, this is not suitable for children. He's talking about whether or not it's worth living. Like, we can't, I'm sorry, this has to be bumped to PG-13 at least. Probably something like that.
Seeing Eeyore out on that bridge a little bit more often lately, just staring down at the water.
Yours been
Kinda-
suicidal.
Maybe
the
someone should
whole-
go talk to him.
And so, I think that's what his
I'm gonna go
his-
fuck Kanga's brains out.
I think that's what his mistake is. He constantly
Didn't
assumes
he make-
immediately with R-rated that it's going to be this excessive explosion of tits and
Right.
violence. That's always
He's
what it is.
talking. he's talking specifically about edginess, and
Yeah.
yet he keeps referring to R-rated or mature, which isn't the case.
Wasn't it an intimate part of his argument that you should do it with your own characters? Like, do it with no new characters. This is what Watchmen
Well-
did successfully. Like, they didn't go back to the Superman, Batman
Well, that was the other guy's argument.
IP. Oh yeah, well, it's in his video. So,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like,
you're right.
it seems when he comes out and when he's attacking the fans for not liking it, isn't the fan argument really the same argument as his? Do it with your own characters. Don't fuck up Luke Skywalker. Like, make new characters and do it with them. You
What's
know,
fascinating to me
Fuck up your own shit.
that we
he
are
doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's making the fans' argument right
Well,
now.
this
Like,
is
even though he's already made it.
This is the thing. He somehow ends up in the worst of both worlds. We usually argue on EFAP that you're allowed to change a character's like fundamentals if you adapt them in different medium and timeline and everything. But if you're going to continue them, you have to respect how they've been established. You can't just fucking walk all over it. He's saying,
Yes.
if they're in the same timeline, you can try something new. But if they're in the same IP, you can't. It's like, wait.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
feel really
that
lost
doesn't make
right
any
now.
sense
What
at
you should
all.
do.
And yeah, so I think this video is explained when you think about you're just a guy. You don't like all the edgy superhero stuff coming out. You think it's lame, and you've concluded that Logan, though, that's good. And so is Deadpool. So what's the problem?
This isn't real. His real argument is, I don't like toxic white male fans.
Yes,
That's his real
totally. That's his covert
I don't know,
argument.
I-
Though he's not even brave enough to say it.
I think he just realized he didn't have an argument outside of the edgy thing, which is almost
Maybe
subjective,
so.
and so he
You
was
got-
like, fuck it, let's just make this about protecting children. Like, that's good enough, I guess.
People like kids, I'll protect those.
Children will appreciate my video. Wait, this is a video that I put a warning at the beginning that's not suitable for children, essentially. It's like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Well, the parents watch this and they'll tell their kids about this video.
And how much their kids should like this video, because it advocates for them. There we go, we did it.
Kids should like the thing that I'm telling them they shouldn't watch.
Or if the South Park version of Mickey Mouse was now the canonical modern Disney version.
And that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious, yeah.
I mean, be more realistic, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least it would be representative of what that creature is.
To see a violent, challenging movie made for adults, don't demand an R-rated Batman movie. Go watch
What?
something like Lynn Ramsey's You Were Never Really Here.
What the
See,
fuck are you
that movie
talking
is-
about?
That movie. What a weird. What does that have to do? If I want a superhero movie that is R-rated, what the fuck am I gonna get out of this?
That is not...
Because we saw this movie, by the way.
Yeah,
It was fine.
It's like, I liked it, but like he's definitely gunning for like how this is what a superhero movie taken realistically would be like. Because, you know, he's like a... Fuck, I've forgotten. Does he kill people for money in that movie? Or is he doing it?
Yeah, I think something like that.
I can't quite remember.
But this
It's
is
been a
like the
while.
I don't know this
unsuperhero with
movie.
superhero movie you could get. It's a guy.
This is so not like I love the idea. It's like you want to see Batman, but done realistically. Go watch this completely different movie. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not really what I was. Okay.
If you like Batman, you'll love Marriage Story.
Maybe, maybe it's a gamble.
Maybe,
but
I don't know.
Kind of like Joker, and it also has Joaquin Phoenix, but it is...
Why don't you just watch Joker? What? It's like it's kind of like Joker. You're like,
It was all right.
I guess I could just watch the R-rated superhero movie called Joker. 'Cause that's how it gets categorized, by the way. I don't know that I would call it a superhero movie.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely different. They're both, you know, I would suggest watching them both,
absolutely.
especially Joker. But yeah, they're both worth a watch, definitely.
is much, much better than Joker.
Oh,
Look, I
what?
have details.
No.
Well, yeah.
It's been
Joker is
said.
way better than You Were Never Really There.
We
Yeah,
always
but-
forget the name of it.
Joker has a toxic male fan base.
It's also supposed
Yeah.
to. It's supposed to be for children, and now it's for adults. They fucked it up.
What?
It almost feels like he threw that in there just to dig at Joker, I guess. So,
But Joker is phenomenal.
well, a lot of
Joker's so
people
good,
don't feel
guys.
that
Watch
way, I
Joker.
think.
If you haven't seen it, watch Joker. It's really good.
Detailed my many issues and frustrations with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but a key thing that those
Some of them may
movies
be
get
even
right
accurate.
is that they understand who their core audience is.
Oh, do they? The things
Do
that
they?
are like
I
the most...
don't think they do at all.
First of all, yeah, but also from his POV, the most popular and most prolific like set of movies are all following the rules he's set, and he's establishing like, we're in trouble, guys. R-rated movies and the superheroes are getting in the way. It's like, no, they're not. Clearly, the MCU's not going to have an R-rated film. Well, maybe it will in future, but look how far we've gotten without a single R-rated one. It's like, don't you think your team is winning, Patrick?
I feel like it'll be definitely a very in an obvious way, like its own thing. It won't be it won't be part of the MCU, or it will not even really address the MCU stuff. It'll be over at the side.
You know how like you're gonna need to see. Apparently, you'll need to see WandaVision.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What about Deadpool?
Well, that's apparently getting moved into yeah. So okay, so
is that not MCU?
Relating, no, not yet. But relating to what Rags just said, right? You have WandaVision, something that you would need to see, I think, in order to fully understand Doctor Strange 2. That seems to be what's going to be happening because Wanda's already confirmed to be like main in it.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a bit of a change. It's like now you need to see TV shows to understand the main continuity of the MCU. Whoa, okay. Because I know a lot of people say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't really recognized by the movies much at all. However, now we're sort of changing it. But if they made an R-rated film, I feel like whatever continuity you needed to absorb that film, and then going forward from it, what you need from it to go back to the MCU is probably going to be very little. They're probably going to be like, oh, no, it's a small-scale story that happens with this one character. You can go watch it, or you cannot. It really doesn't matter. But the way they're selling Winter Soldier and Captain Marvel... Captain Falcon? Falcon. He's just Falcon, I guess. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Captain Falcon.
And then you got the Loki series. I imagine all three of those are going to have significant impact on the MCU films. Like, meanwhile, an R-rated film in the MCU, be it Deadpool 3, for example, probably won't. Still could. It depends how things move forward, because the MCU is getting so big now that it can actually survive appealing to a very small audience with one of its movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, yeah, and would we all be against that? It's like, probably not.
Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to appeal to a tiny audience, and it was a huge
it was
success.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why they would think that though.
I was very surprised by it.
Well, I'm just saying they obviously didn't know their audience. Like the audience,
I would agree.
You don't know the audience until you launch the movie.
Because if you sat down and you went through all of the MCU movies, their tone is for the most part consistent, but who it's for, I think they're just shotgunning it kind of when it comes to the stuff, because there are great movies and terrible movies and everything in between.
Someone said you don't need to see WandaVision to understand Doctor Strange 2. So first of all, neither of us can actually know that until Doctor Strange 2 comes out. But secondly, I don't mean that you can't watch Doctor Strange 2 without seeing WandaVision in the same way you could watch, fucking, I don't know, Avengers without seeing any of the movies before it. You can. Like, and you can follow the events relatively. But what I'm saying is the continuity of these TV shows is going to be very important overall. But an R-rated film, they probably will try and avoid attaching it too hard. But then again, I wonder with Deadpool, because he's so loved, that they might play with it a bit more. I don't know. Be interesting to see
Like
what
they can't have references in an R-rated movie because there are people that won't be able to see that movie. It's basically what you're saying.
I think that they will account for that. They'll be like, we don't want to encourage them too hard. It's like, this is an offshoot. It's for a specific sect of the audience. Enjoy. That sort of thing.
Yeah, we're just trying a side thing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Like, if they do an R-rated movie, I think they'll probably do something more lighthearted and like a comedy. I think they're more likely to go the Deadpool route than the Logan route, I feel.
Oh, yeah, definitely.